today, from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, it's Week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports. As we'll see Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys taking on Dwayne Haskins and the Toronto Thunderbirds.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in 2019 from Ohio State. It's Dwayne Haskins.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards.
He's
at second and 2.
20-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
On the ground, this is Kamara. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it. It shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory.
Kamara on the carry.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge game, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake. They've taken care of that early.
15 yards on the play, first down.
First down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Kamara with a run on first down, but he's fortunate just to get back to the line of scrimmage there. No gain.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier. Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
And he finds McLaurin. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Certainly not what they wanted defensively. We're hoping to hold them to a field goal. Instead, they're able to convert the third and long here on the opening drive.
So not only was it a flipping field position and a flipping fortunes, but how about mentally? You just described it. They were hoping to force him into a field goal there. Instead, they give up the big game.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Alvin Kamara, his second touchdown on the season. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. This is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. Get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former 4th-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
What I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 5 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to small up the ball carrier.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Prescott from the gun. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Elliott. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
So when you saw him dump it off to the back, did you think he was going to pick up the 1st down there?
Well, I knew one thing. It wasn't his primary target. At least it didn't look like it. Turned out to be the play they needed, though. And it's big because it's the opening drive. So converting that 3rd down, keeping the play, the drive going.
Yeah, it certainly appeared like his downfield targets were covered. Threw a little dump off to his back. And nice effort picking up the 1st down, though. And you're right. That opening drive, keep those chains moving.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Prescott. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line.
That's good.
Big play there on the catch and run. 58 yards. That catch for his career's number 731, and that's the number that Calvin Johnson ended with when he stopped his career in 2016.
Yeah, what could have been for him. So maybe now.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. It's the fullback. His first touchdown here in the new campaign. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did. It worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same thing the apple dropped on his head, right?
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
1st down and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Clock runs, less than a minute to go, and an entertaining first quarter of play. Now it's Kamara in the passing game. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
31. Tackle made right at midfield. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
7-7, our score after 1.
The score tied 7-7.
Second and 6. From midfield now, Haskins. That's complete to John Ross. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
A gain of 27.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
The ball carrier.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely, pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
That one is slant to McLaurin. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Haskins pass.
DJ Chark, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys have taken the lead. That's one of those long drives where not only do you score, but you really tire out the defense, too.
That's a great point, because now they've been on the field for a long time. Them going to the bench, trying to make adjustments, trying to figure things out. But they'll do so fatigued.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7.
Set to kick off.
Now following the touchdown, Hoff-Richter to kick off. Now Jones. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something, because right now they're just cutting him to shreds.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Prescott thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
They'll run. This is Kamara. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Alvin,
good gain of 12 yards that time.
Tackle made.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Tackle made there by Bilal Nichols.
Brandon, all things considered, they had to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
A 10th carry for Kamara. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Now following the touchdown, Richter to kick off. Now Jones. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Dallas offense back out onto the field. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out. What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet cereal with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. It's going to come out now and put together some nice plays.
On second down, Elliott. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
This defense really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Prescott now for the 50. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Intended that time for Cooper. And now it's second down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Prescott now. Pass incomplete. He was looking to get it into its receiver, Cooper, and it's 3rd down.
Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Now Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion. What you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards.
Brought down.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this second down call after that type of a gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They go play action now. Haskins. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown. Terry McLaurin, 92 yards. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
And he'll bang that one through. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays, the long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
Set to kick off.
Now following the touchdown, Richter to kick off. Now Jones. Crease here as he's past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
32-yard line.
The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And you're under a minute to go in the half. A first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit.
Oh, Prescott stripped. And this is picked up by the defense. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here comes the...
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And it's caught. Touchdown. Terry McLaurin as the first half is winding down. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point right down the middle, and the route is on here in this first half.
Sterling Hoffrichter set to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Now Jones. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions. Some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense. But when you turn it over, it changes momentum. And when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Final play of the half. Prescott finding Knox there, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports halftime report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, we'll head to Cleveland to check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting.
And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup.
Sterling Hoffrichter set to kick off.
It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action. And looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. And nowhere to go. He only makes it to the 5.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a From their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Second half starts with a carry by Elliott. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Again, it's Elliott. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line.
On the carry. He was brought down.
When you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play.
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. Third and short yardage. Prescott. Open man Lamb. It's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Now we're thrown to the left sideline, and he's got it. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Give him 32 on the play. Look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Prescott going to do it himself. He's got the first down inside the 10, and he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And this is caught. It's Cooper. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. It's 2nd and goal back to the 8-yard line now. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott, but now it's 3rd and goal.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now.
And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. 8 yards on the touchdown pass, and the Cowboys cut into that lead.
The kicker on.
Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver. Successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Returning it, John Ross. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
First down and 10. At their own.
Here again comes Dwayne Haskins and company. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep with a lot of success. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. All told, they get 13 yards on that play.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Pass complete to DJ Chark. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 41-yard line.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys' 34. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. On the ground, Kamara. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
14.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. It's Haskins. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. They're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And it's caught. Touchdown. DJ Chark. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like it? The other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Extra point up and through, and that'll increase their lead to 28.
Sterling Hoffrichter set to kick off.
Now following the touchdown, Hoffrichter to kick off. Now this will make it into the end zone. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback.
25 yards.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The throw over the middle, taken in. Now the ball comes loose.
Prescott's pass complete.
And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. He's probably talking about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. The Cowboys will go. Prescott. And a quick throw here. That's complete.
That's good.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Chase Young. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd down and 12. To throw is Prescott. In trouble, and he's taken down. On after the sack, he's still down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That's a gain of 14.
He was taken down at the 20.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And then when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
34 on
that one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
1st and goal.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3. And that gets them 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. They will run with Ware, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Got to be feeling confident they're going to get off the schneid. An old coach told me he calls this a relief win. 0-3 would have been bad. You get to 1 and 2, you feel a lot better, don't you?
That is so true, and you feel better about yourself. You think to yourself, okay, we're still in the playoff hunt. We're not out of it at 0-3. But the other part, too, it leads to doubt about your system, leads to doubt about your coaches. They don't have to worry about that now. They can move forward.
The offense going to stay on the field as they will line up and go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And they're just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
And makes the score Thunderbirds 50.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
that's all that's left because victory, not a chance now.
And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Chase Young able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just finished. Oh, Prescott stripped. And the offense does cover this one, but back inside their own 5-yard line. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage. But I think the good news...
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted.
Nothing here! Nothing here!
Picked off at the 17. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports.